Hey guys, what's up? So today, some of you might be mad, but we're restarting Civilization again because I feel like we were just too slow. And yes, it's still the same map and everything. Wait, let me go find it. You know, it's lost now. I did have the original one, now I don't anymore. So, will you just zoom in? I apologize for the horrible quality, but I guess let's just start off. So, okay, this is too tiny. Okay, maybe like this. Maybe I just made it too big. Hold up, this is not working. Okay. I apologize for the horrible quality. Maybe that's better. Okay. Let's actually start. So I guess we'll make the human start off over here. So it just starts off with like 50 people or something. So they immediately start expanding their land, of course, coastline and stuff. So they already got a good base and stuff. Looks weird. I don't have the best type of markers, I guess. I don't know how you could get more markers, but I guess they just start expanding over here by the coast. So yeah, they're just expanding. Okay, so now they're just like setting up their village, creating their civilization, and then we immediately have a breakaway. Can somebody in the crowd tell me why? That sounds stupid. Well, they're breaking away because these groups of people want to expand their land more, but these right here, these right here, just want to work on making their civilization better. And a lot of people in the red team support the blue team, not the red team, so they just, like, here they break away. This isn't like an invasion, this is them breaking away. Whoops. Here, more pockets of the country start breaking away. So eventually, just most of the country is now turned into blues, you know? So eventually the king just lets them expand more, and yeah, it's gone. They do give them a bit of land. They do leave them with some land over here because we actually want this to be original. Maybe some of you recognize how we started, but no, you don't, okay? So they do give them some land over here. So these are the people who actually decided to stay. You know, they wanted to work on their kingdom more, and yeah, they stayed. So these do exactly what they said they were gonna do in the start. So they immediately start expanding as soon as they get freedom from the red team. They were free from it already. I don't know what I'm saying, okay? This is slow for me. Okay, we can do this. So they do some more expanding later. They keep going up in the coast, of course, till they eventually have pretty good amount of land size. So far, okay, if you guys are getting bored, I'm sorry. So far, this is all we have right now. If you recognize, this is much more than we did in the first episode, so I'm happy about that. So let me work more on this red team. So they decide to also expand like a little bit on the coast because they need some space. They were against the whole expanding, but their civilization got better, so yeah. So the thing about these two is this red team is more evolved. This blue team just has more land. So basically the red team is better than the blue team because more evolved, as I said. This blue team doesn't really care, so they keep expanding upon the coast. Oh yeah, let me use that thingy. They keep expanding upon the coast, eventually getting a lot of land size until they just start going... What is this? Huh? Okay, until they just start going into a straight line over here and just settle down, you know? They they just think they've gotten enough already. And so they start expanding more here because there's news of the sea. And people like the sea, as you can tell. They're expanding on the coast only, so they do more. The blue blob is expanding. They make this figure. What's going on? Okay, so then the red team, wait, hold up, let me zoom in. They also do some more expanding of themselves. So they start going more on the coast as well because everybody loves the coast here. So they continue doing that. And then I don't know what we're doing here, if I'm being honest. Okay, I'm gonna make this more interesting. And then a breakaway for the red team. Okay, maybe that's a bit too deep. A breakaway for the red team here. They think, same reason they broke away. They think they're not expanding fast enough, and they think the blue team is just gonna run over them. Except they won't, because tinier, bigger, better military, worse military. Because, yeah, they have more population, because here is where it's all started. So, yeah, you understand, right? Do you? Well, let's just continue expanding over here. These yellow team immediately do what they said they would until they eventually reach the sea that I forgot the name of, Red Sea or something. I'm an idiot for not knowing this thingy right here. So let's just continue in the blue team's expansion. They eventually start to circle the red team, which the red team does not like because they will barely have any space to expand. So the blue team did this on purpose. They didn't want them to grow too big, knowing their army size. Eventually, they keep going and going until they basically cut them off. Okay, they have the tiniest area, and then the yellow team sees what they're doing and just decides to join them. So now they're just teaming up on the red team, and the red team can obviously see this. The blue team continues here until they eventually meet up with the yellow team, and now it's not landlocked. It's expanding locked. That's definitely not a word, but yeah, they can't expand anymore. So they do the reasonable thing. Wars. So they start doing some wars over here. They want to break through the yellow team, and of course the yellow team will attack because it's not like they don't have an army. They start pushing here through the red team's borders. Oops, wrong thing again. But the red team starts pushing them away because military size and stuff. So eventually they break through, and the blue team does not want to get involved in this, even though if both of them, the yellow team and blue team, could easily run them over, but that's just not gonna happen. So the red team could just do a peace treaty and not go easy on them, because that's all they wanted to do was expand. But they won't. They're gonna do exactly as they did to them, but kind of different. So they enclose them with scepters. And as you can see, the yellow team is barely doing anything because they have no military. They just broke away because they wanted to expand. They did not have the money for that. Okay, let me just. Is this object eraser? Pixel good. What? Why isn't it working? Okay. Go on the coast. You're not floating. We don't have water claims yet. Okay. So they enclose this little chapter area, cut them off from the beach. No beach for them. And now they're just stuck. And they start threatening the yellow team that if they don't give them some more land, they're going in and, yeah, killing basically everybody in it. That would be war crimes, but there's no crimes or laws yet. So the yellow team, obviously, they don't listen and they continue attacking. So the red team does exactly as they said. First, they completely annex this place and then just start moving in quickly. Like, they're basically bringing all their troops to the border right here. So the blue team seeing this, I don't know how they saw this. They just did, okay? They start pushing in on the red team, seeing that they have like literally no troops in here. So I don't know how they would already have an army built up, but this is my civilization restartation. So the blue team starts pushing in on here immediately. I haven't done expanding for the blue team. I mean, they're huge right now, like absolutely huge. But we're not gonna do that just yet. I said, yeah, we're probably gonna do some more expanding for the blue team in this video. So the red team seeing this, they don't care. They just continue going to the yellow team, like completely annihilating them, because obviously they have like no military. They killed all of yellow team's military. So I mean, it's gonna be easy. They're forming some more, but they're not gonna have enough. And yeah, okay, so they just start ramming through until they eventually do peace with them. They got all the land they wanted, all they needed, and they do peace. They just had to chip in some extra land. Now the yellow team's tiny because red team declared a war on them. So now the red team brings all this troops back here, but of course it doesn't happen in a month. They're gonna need more, I think, because they don't have transportation yet. So here they keep pushing in on the border, killing a bunch of civilians for no reason, because no human rights yet. So the red team eventually makes it to this border, so they're still not like here yet. So they're pushing in on here. So yeah, that's how it's gonna go for now. As they're pushing in on here, they are gonna make it up till there. So the blue team, of course, still does some more expanding in the land until the red team troops make it here. I know I said they were gonna be doing here, but of course they sent some troops up till here. So they start fighting back. At this point, the border for them has gone pretty big, so it's gonna get a bit harder. So the red team wanted peace at this point because they knew it's gonna be a hard war. They didn't want to waste their time. It's not wasting time, but they just didn't want to do it. Blue team kind of declined, and they start pushing in on the sides. Could be bad for the red team. Is bad for the red team, yeah. Just okay. The blue team starts pushing here, and the red team is not happy about this like at all, because they're gonna die. Hold on. I need to charge my tablet, iPad, whatever. Okay, we're on the charger now. So they start trying to push in. At this point, the blue team's armies developed, but more developed. So yeah, they're gonna start pushing in because now they have all their troops on on these borders. So yeah, that's better for them. Oops. They start pushing in, and the blue team is kind of like, they have no idea how to do this, so they just go on this border, keep pushing here, but then the red team decides to spear them. They made a new technique called the spear, where they send all their troops just in a singular line until, yeah, they're disconnected. Now the blue team could kind of do that, but we're just gonna make it that it takes them a long time to get there, okay? So they continue thickening this because, yeah, they don't want the blue team to just immediately go through the sphere they made, their speeding technique. Eventually they make it. They realize it's a bit too thick, so they're going to continue working on over here. So they've advanced pretty far. For their land, they didn't really need this war. They just wanted the resources. Now this is a dangerous war because their capital city is like right here. Okay? I forgot to do the capital thingies, so we're just going to do it now. Blue team up here because it's kind of where it started. No, was it down here? Yeah, that's where it started. Yellow team, you're gonna have a black capital because you're dark. No, I'm just kidding. You're not dark. Sorry. Sorry. So basically, if the blue team makes it into here, takes the capital, yeah, that would be bad because red team would just collapse. And there's like millions of people over here. Uh, Millions, yeah, that's a lot for a newly made, civilization. So they just start locking this sector in, and they say, now here, blue team had a lot of people because I'm just gonna pretend, even though I know there isn't here, there was a lot of farming. I know there wasn't, it was a desert. It is a desert, so we're just gonna pretend like there was farming there. So there's a lot of people there, so they threaten to just, if they don't, like, peace out, they're not asking for extra land, they're asking for peace. Saying they, so the blue team said they will, but they kind of gotta, yeah, and the red team doesn't want that, so they say you can have this. Yes, just that. There's not a very big difference because the red team likes its land. The blue team declines, then we see a further advancement because the blue team got smarter, but speeding, and now the blue team just got a bunch of its troops stuck here, so that's not good for them, like, at all. So the blue team decides to take peace, but the red team now is asking for this land, and the blue team decides just give it to them, but they had one thing: they have to give them their troops back. So they decided they will, and they just, the sector is still stuck, and now everybody's at peace. So seeing this, I don't want you to have black capital. You're just gonna have I'm not gonna use this, so I'm just gonna. Okay, you're getting an orange capital. That's kind of an ugly cut. No, I like orange. I'm just kidding. So they decide, seeing the yellow team needs help, of course. So yeah, they're just, okay, I'm getting way too many notifications. Yellow team needs help if another war comes, so it's, oh no, oops, okay, it's alliance time. Okay, so they team up, the big old triangle gang. It's the triangle gang. Now red team seeing this, they don't like this at all, and they do something oddly weird. Yes, and this wouldn't probably happen in real life. They form a new country. Now this is basically their puppet. Not really, they have control over themselves, but they're like allies, like really big allies. Now they gave a lot of land to them because they wanted to, no, I'm gonna make them so that they can actually expand. So they give them some land, like over here, so they can actually get land. It will still keep the blue locked away. Here, you're basically stuck here. It's basically like North Korea. You can't get out of here. No airports, no cars. You can't cross the border. Like, not this. Over here, not this. So you're kind of trapped. It's North Korea. And there's not a lot of things there. You can't, like, get food. There's farmlands here. Now, I just said there's a lot of farmlands. Farmlands, they're good. But I don't know. They're just not. They're trapped in there. That's what I'm trying to say. So immediately as this forms, they create O-Gang. Okay, O-Gang. They're allies. Now, of course, these guys don't have a capital yet because they're newly formed. Okay, so let's just go back to. Let's go back to the blue team over here. Yes, I know their land is. Their land amount is insane. I can't believe it. So they continue going for the coast over here, and eventually they realize they're broke. They're out of money. For this, you need money to expand in my type of civilization. You need money to expand your land. Okay? So they're out of money, so no expanding land for them. So they're gonna need to. Why do I feel like my battery is going down when I turned off the internet? No, I'm just gonna keep it off. Okay, so they're broke now. They can't expand no more. So this is good for the red team, green team, yellow team. I guess it's okay for them. Also, the yellow team's broke. So this kind of broke alliance. You know, this they finally get their capital. It's right here. They're scared. They don't want the blue just randomly choo choo choo. Yeah, they don't want that. So wait, how long have we been? No, okay. So they just start up another war because they realize they need more farmlands. Their team, they need to supply more. So the green team this time they join in on the war because they also want some land. So they're joining in on the war. Then they just let the red team take the rest of the land. They kind of forced them into that kind of toxic relationship. So they just gave them some extra land over here because they're tiny. They're not that rich. Of course, the red team helped them out with some money, but not that much. Okay, so there's still a war ongoing. So yeah, they're just gonna kind of ram through them because, like I said, huge, horrible army. Tiny, not tiny, but big, good army. Actually, yeah, big. It's like almost the whole Yemen and Oman coast. Basically all of the whole Yemen and Oman coast. So they start going for the coast because everybody loves coast. There's fish on the coast. And they love coast. I mean they love fish. So they eventually start. I want to make something important about the black things triangles. It's their the alliance center. So if they completely surround it, it would be surrounding the capital, and it would be also basically ruining their alliance, between the blue and the yellow. So that's what we're gonna do over here. Okay, it would be making their alliance. No, we don't need that. So they start pushing in. They're getting closer to the capital, which is bad. So they start going here. This is... If they take all of this, their alliance is broken. So they're out of the alliance. If there's 1, 2, 3 countries, and one country's triangle gets taken, they're out of the alliance, but these two still have the alliance. So that's what we're doing. Okay, so they're starting to kind of do this over here. So they decide to spearing tactic, but fixed spear tactic. So they just stole it from them. Okay, it's just thicker. Red team is kind of just speeding them back, which is not good for them. And over here, down here, the yellow team is pushing in even more. Now, in this war, the green team is just moral support, they sending some troops, but then again, they're the weakest army. The yellow team has been making their army bigger, and this time they were smarter. They had troops down here because they knew the yellow team was going to go in for an attack. So they just start pushing through easily, taking some extra land. They have an overpowered army compared to all of these countries, countries, whatever you want to call them. Okay, but compared to a real country, modern country, their company, what the hell? Their army would be trash, completely trash. So they start pushing until... Hold up. Okay. Here, back at the blue team, they come back, they view it even more, they give it more attention, and they realize they broke through, so they just... They focus on getting that. Okay, they got that. They focus on breaking the alliance, So if they break this, that triangle down there would be broken for the yellow team because there would be no more alliance. How could you have an alliance with yourself? But at the same time, they're starting to surround their capital. You would be surprised because, like, why wasn't there so many troops down there? Nobody knows. But they start pushing in more. They kind of free their capital, but then they just kind of get run over. They decide if they take their capital, they take basically all of this. So this was just collapsed now. It was easier to make rebellions. They could, number one, it was easier to make rebellions. Number two, their land is horrible. Number three, I don't have a number three. So, yeah, that's basically it. It was easier to get rebellions now. The alliance, now, the yellow team didn't really want to be in an alliance with a very unstable country, so they kind of just... Yeah, so of course we go over here. Instead of, right before they delete their triangle, the red team just swoops it in, and then they remove the last triangle. So basically now the red team is satisfied with what they have. They just do a bit more fighting and they're like, alright, peace. And the blue team basically has no choice because no capital. So they decide to do peace for now. Another reason they do peace is because, not because the green team wants to expand, I'm just letting them expand before, the end of this video. So the green team takes more land. You can see what they're doing here, can't you, right? The red team does not like this, so we're gonna we're gonna save that for episode 2. So I hope you guys, no, I'm just kidding. They don't actually do that. The red team's okay with them doing that. They literally told them, take this land, we don't care. We got boom, 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 boom. So yeah. They're okay with that. They took the rest of the land. I guess it's kind of helping them with the blue team's border. Keeping them in control. By the next episode, who knows? Maybe blue team will have a capital again. And maybe, just maybe, it'll be all the way at the tippity top right there. Oh my gosh, that capital looks tiny. Maybe they need to be like, yeah, that's a good capital for the size. But who knows? Maybe they will, maybe they won't. For now, goodbye. I'm so happy with... Why am I talking? I'm just going to say this. I'm so happy with the amount of land. Holy no. I'm happy with the amount of land we have. And I kind of got a favorite. Or no. You have to have a favorite sometimes. I kind of got a favorite, but... I think it's kind of obvious. I'm not gonna be pointing it out, but I kind of got a favorite, but I'm not gonna be like giving them heads up. Like, what do you mean heads up? I mean like power ups, I'm just gonna be like, I like you extra. What the hell just happened? I like you. What? Oh, I'm just gonna go before this gets even worse, so I'll see you guys in episode 2 or in a different vid.